Hi, my name is Denise Cline. I'm Director of Human Resources for JumpFly.
Can you give us an overview of your professional background? What kind of companies did you work for before JumpFly?
Originally, I started off in investment banking, derivatives, private equity, the whole shot. That's where I got my first start in human resources. And then I moved on to logistics, working at O'Hare Airport and different other locations for logistics. And then I was lucky enough to land here in direct or digital marketing at JumpFly.
So, what attracted you to JumpFly, and how has your experience been so far?
You know what attracted me is when I interviewed, and it was with the president of the company doing interviews, and he was very personable. And the way he described how his culture worked, that was impressive to me. And my experience so far, my radar was spot on.
So, what was your first impression when you joined JumpFly? When you actually started working here, what stood out as different from the other companies that you had worked with before?
That's a great question. And the reason that's a great question is I started right in the middle of COVID. So when I came into the office, I was the only person there. The beauty of that is that I was the first HR professional that JumpFly ever had. So I needed to get things in order, legal. So it gave me time before, COVID was going to wind down and people were going to come back. So I really was impressed with the fact that employees actually reached out to me via computer, and they wanted to see me face to face, and they were just so friendly and welcoming.
So, since you became HR director, how much has the company grown in terms of employees and office space?
We have much more office space than we did now or before in Elgin. Now that we're in Hoffman Estates, we have a lot more space. It's more elegant. It's classier. But I started, and it was 42 employees, and now we're up to 65 employees, and I want to see it grow even bigger.
What specific skills or knowledge from your background have you been able to bring to your job here at JumpFly?
Pretty much employment law. I have a very large background in employment law, and I could say that if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have gone into law. But that's the best part of what I bring to JumpFly, is it to keep us legal, keep us out of trouble, and keep all the employees happy.
So, how do you attract potential talent to JumpFly? What key things about the company do you highlight, and what traits do you look for in a potential candidate?
Well, mostly we look at Indeed, LinkedIn, mostly LinkedIn because that's more of a business type of background. But the way I attract them is what we have to offer. I put all that up there first, and every time I speak to an applicant, I always tell them all the great things that we have to offer. And I don't get into the technical. I leave that for the director, account manager, but I tell them the good things that we have to offer. The flexibility, great benefits, a great office. Who wouldn't want to work here?
So, how do you maintain the standards JumpFly has in place as the company grows with new people from different professional backgrounds?
Well, I try to maintain the culture that Michael Marchese has created. There are some people that are made for this company, and unfortunately, there's some that are not. So I have to weed those out. And I look for people who are flexible, who are eager, and they really want this job. So I keep people motivated by checking in on them. I don't let them come and work here and then they go off on an island. I check in on them. How you doing? What can I do for you?
What's something about JumpFly's culture that really stands out to you? You mentioned a few things before, but is there anything else about the culture that you really hold close to and help be a part of?
Absolutely. The thing that impresses me about JumpFly is, there are separate departments, but there's no cliques. Every department works with another department. If somebody needs help with, say, SEO, SEO professionals jump in and they're always willing to help. PPC is always willing to help search. It's just a great atmosphere.
So, based on the other places you've worked at and the other cultures you've been a part of, would you say that everything you listed really sets apart JumpFly from other companies?
Oh, completely. You'll never see a company out there that has the flexibility, the camaraderie, the lack of a clique. That could really, just sink a company. If there's cliques and people have their own little islands, but we work so close together. Even I work with different departments.
So, based on the people you know, their skill sets, what they do, and just how the company works, why do you think clients choose JumpFly as a business partner?
Oh, another great question. Because the people that work here are brilliant. They're dedicated. They go always that step beyond, always.
So, is there something about your job that might surprise people who think they know what HR does, but really doesn't?
We're not evil. I'm the kind of HR professional I strive to be. What I needed as I was coming up in the ranks, and I try to take people that extra step. I like to think that I'm approachable. My door is always open. And if you need help, I'm here for you.
Is there a myth about HR you would love to bust right now outside of what you just said?
Oh boy. That we're strict. I mean, there's guidelines that we have to follow, but it's not, you have to do it this way because I said so. If somebody wants to know why, I'm always there to say why. And I mostly volunteer that because I know a lot of people don't understand that the laws change from year to year. So that can be confusing to people. So yeah, I throw that out there.
So tell me this, does HR have to approve all snacks in the office kitchen?
I wish. Our lovely sales assistant keeps us all very healthy, and she keeps us engaged.
So how do you see your contributions impacting JumpFly in the future, whether it's next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years? How do you see that shaping out?
Just doing what I'm doing now, helping the company grow without growing pains, hoping to see that everything, just keeps rolling, in a consistent basis, and being there for the employees as we grow. When you grow, you have growing pains. So, I want to try to keep that down to a minimum.
All right. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.